Yo, what's going on, guys? How is everyone doing? Yo, how is everyone doing? Let's wait 2 minutes for everyone to get in here. And then we will get started. Anyone do anything good this weekend? Let me know if you guys can hear me good. I had to change my mic, so I just wanted to, I want to make sure that you guys can hear me well. Music's loud. Okay, I'll lower it a bit. Sounds a little low. Alright, I'm gonna have to play with the settings another time. I'll make the music a little lower. Okay, there we go. You went to the casino, your mom hit the $15,000 jackpot. That's insane. Good for you guys. Wow. Let's give it 2 more minutes. It is 8:05 on my end. We'll take 2 more minutes just for everyone to get in here. Seems like we're still moving on the way up. Let's see if I can make my voice a little bit louder. Let's see if this is... I don't know why it's lower. Alright, well, there we go. That looks like it's better now. Okay. So, let's go over some of the plays that we had last week. Let me know if this is better. I just put a gainer on my on a filter. Sorry, I'm trying to get the settings right. Looks like I need a noise gate on it though. All right, well. Now it's too loud. Sorry guys, I'm a mess here. I just moved into a new place, so you know everything's different. So okay, hopefully this is better. Oh, okay. I don't know. We'll figure it out another time. Good radio station voice. Yeah, I get that a lot. All right, let's go over some of the plays that we had last week. Let me pull up Discord here. Okay. All right. So first play he alerted was a square. So square was a textbook play. All right. So first let's go over the daily. A lot of people caught this move, which is I'm happy about, right? So this was a swing play. So it allowed for a lot of people to get in, but we were in an overall downtrend, right? So let's see where we bottomed actually. Right, so if we take a look at this previous level of resistance here, right, we had a top right in this region around 82, another double top right here around 82. I can actually outline that for you. Right, around 82.60, right in that general region, doesn't have to be too perfect. And then we had a top here around 87. So if we take a look at where we bounced originally, we bounced right off that previous resistance, right? So this old resistance acted as a new support, right? Textbook play here. This is always what you want to look for. This is like very, very textbook. So overall downtrend, and then we found some support with huge volume on earnings right at that previous level. So that was something to definitely take note of, right? We saw some upside. We finally broke out of this downtrend, right? We have 1 touch, 2 touch, 3 touch, and you know you can make it lower, right? So we rejected it here again as well, and then it broke out and it rejected that previous level we once rejected before, and it was a previous support, right? So it's like a ladder. So this level acted as a step. It fell through, and then it rejected that step. And then, you know, once it retested that step again, it rejected again. So what C-Blast saw here is this double bottom here, right? So we broke out of the initial downtrend, and then we did a little retest double bottom here. So this region right here was the signal to buy in right here, right? So BT Cloud, it depends on, you know, what time frame you use. But BT Cloud on the 2-hour flipped right at the break of this trend. So you could have entered here, which I'm pretty sure he entered right in this region, right around 100. And the target was originally 131, which is the top of this double top here. And as you could see, right, it worked perfectly. And he took a 130 call. Definitely far out of the money, but since it was so far out of the money, it had huge potential to go over 1,000%, and that it did. It ended up running about 3,000%, if I remember correct. Hopefully, a lot of you guys caught that move. So here's his review. Oh, that's on the puts. He took puts as well. Okay, so he took a 130 put. Alerted in this challenge. Just realized that. Let's take a look at V. V was crazy. So let's see. Let's go through his analysis first, and then I can go through mine. And C-Bless is a time traveler. So he saw the flow as well, right? So looking at the flow, let me pull it up, and I will show you guys. Let's take a look at the flow. Okay, right, so this is the unusual options activity. This is the dashboard here. All right, so let's see, square. So let's check out the bullish flow on this and see what other people were buying. So when did the initial move start? The initial move started back on March 14th. So let's check the flow from March 14th. Right, so this is something that you could totally do. You can go back, take a look at the flow, and see what people were buying. Right, so someone bought a, oh, that's for 2023 though. Okay, let's limit the expirations. All right, so let's go like 3 weeks out, 2 months out, I mean. All right, so from this point on, let's see if we see anything interesting here. So on 3/16, someone bought a 130 call. And there were just a bunch of orders on some far out of the money plays here, like even right here from on 3/11. Right, someone took a 110 call for 435,000 on the 10th for 414. This person probably caked out. Right, so 414, 110 call for 435,000. They bought in at 106. So they bought in right around here, right? So this is a perfect example of your entry doesn't have to be perfect. Right, so they entered right around 106 here. Didn't have the best entry ever, right? So they obviously, these contracts probably went down a bunch and then it ended up running way in the money. So it's just like a good example of how patience pays. 3/16 is when you bought it. Okay, so I'm assuming you bought this breakout right here. Then this is the spot that makes sense, right in this region, right when that broke. I'm assuming it was flagging. Right, this would have made sense. You could have even played the back test here. Right, multiple rejections across the board, and it retested and bounced to the upside, and ran, and then it ended up flagging again and breaking out again towards the end of the day. Crazy move. Visa though, Visa is the same thing as Square. It looks identical before it broke out. Right, so multiple rejections, and we finally just broke out on Friday. This could easily go 1,000% plus, and CBLS is pretty confident it will. Pretty crazy. So, any questions about these two charts, Square or Visa? What else did he trade? Yeah, Visa is basically the same exact trade as Square. Basically the same setup. Right, so he scaled out at half, so he has a risk-free runner, and a little Adam and Eve. And I'm actually gonna post this. Right, so we did a little weekend homework. It's a podcast. It's a great podcast. I'll post it in the chat here, so you guys can listen to that if you'd like. Yep, so we definitely have a watch list. We post them every single night. All of our watches, we all do. Right, so CBLS posted his watch list. We all post in this Actionable Insights chat. It's for members only. Right, so here's his watch list: SPY, Chewy, AMD, AMB, Rivian, and NVIDIA. And he has all his charts with his entries and exits. So what I suggest is putting alerts, right? Chart the exact same thing on your screen and put a alert on each entry point, whether it's for calls or puts, right, on each of these blue lines. Right, you can even open this up, right, for example, like this. Right, so now I have the full thing on my screen and you can see it pretty easy. I would just copy these exact charts on your screen. That way you guys can start to practice the exercise of doing it yourself, and hopefully learning the ability of how to chart, and why the entry and exit is where they are at, and why the price targets are where they are at, right? So just play around with it, and once you guys get better at charting, it's going to be an absolute game changer for your trading style and your trading career. So Kingsley asked, you missed out on the V entry. Is it good to enter tomorrow? Let's wait until tomorrow. I think that's a good question to ask tomorrow. Let's see what the market does at open. What are our futures open yet? Let's see. Yeah, so futures are down a little bit. Let's see where they open up at, and we'll play it by ear in the morning if you're not in yet. This is only the beginning, guys. Challenge just started. This is nothing new, though. We have been doing these kind of call-outs all year. For years, actually. We have at least 1,000% runner probably every single month. But alerts isn't just the only thing that we do. We do way more than that. So don't just stick around for the alerts. Right, this flow is a game changer, right? You could see everything. This is, I have this open all day long when I'm trading. The blue levels are his entry levels, right? So, Discord, right? So, for example, a SPY 458 call over 447 and a 434 put below 440, and the 440 and the 447 level is highlighted in blue, and the price target is in white. CBLS uses the BT cloud, right? So this cloud right here with the red and the green is called the BT cloud. I'll pull it up right here. Right, if you want to screenshot that, go ahead. Let's see, I'm going to try and answer all your questions. So, right, he uses the BT cloud, volume, and the VPVR. Right, this is the VPVR. It's volume profile by price as opposed to time. Yeah, we do all this, man. We're just looking to help as many people as possible. I'm not getting the alerts on mobile. Any settings to be done? Message at mod mail, Mark, and our customer service team will help you out. Right, so go to members and then mod mail right here. You can message them. Right, DM to contact staff. This will help. Anyone that needs help, just message this bot here, and we'll get back to you. KS, I want to join, but Harry Wang is making me second guess you guys. We have a free trial, which is why we do it. We're confident in what we offer. We also have our own platform that comes with everything, right? No one else has something like this. We created this for you guys, right? You could see all the unusual options activity yourself, just for $50 a month, right? Which basically covers our cost to provide this for you guys. Right, so we have a free trial. Use our free trial. If you don't like us, then don't use us. Simple as that. We're very upfront. We're very honest. We're all about transparency. We even track every single one of our plays. I'll show you in the Discord, right? So each analyst has we have all our stats logged here. You can see everything here. Right, so for example, here's me. Right, so Tesla 44% gain I had. That's just the first exit. You can see everything. Right, we're all focused on just transparency and and trying to provide as much value as possible. Right, you can see ratings here, upgrades, downgrades, initiations. You can just look at the analyst alerts directly in here. Technical analysis page, analytics page, earnings page. Right, you can see all the earnings. Okay, so You guys want to see the dashboard settings I personally use. So, right, so you can also move these around however you want to make it, you know, better suited for your style. I'll go over what I do personally, just so you guys can see, you know, what I do. So I only day trade. So I want the expiration to be less than 2 weeks out. Right, so tomorrow is the 21st. So I'll do, you know, the 1st of April. That way I see some close expiration options. Any other questions regarding, you know, like the BT cloud, how it works? It's basically just the EMAs. We could definitely assist you on how it works. Just ask us in this chat, questions TA, and you know, we can get back to you. But I'm gonna try and answer every single person's question here tonight. That way, you know, I can, you know, hopefully you guys can do good this week, make some money. Dashboard is not extra. This comes with the $50 a month. This comes with it, which is literally a steal, considering most people would charge $1 million for this. Okay, so expiration about 1 to 2 weeks out because I day trade. So these are my settings personally. Doesn't mean you have to, right? Adjust it to your style of trading, and take it from there. You can customize anything you want, right? So premium, I do greater than or equal to, typically around 100,000. Filter that. I do sweeps only, right? So take off trades. So since I have sweeps only, I just take it off the chart. Don't need it. Premium, I move to here. This I move to here. And then typically the spot I actually move next to the strike, just so I can see how much further out of the money it was. Okay, good question. To find the dashboard, you just click dashboard once you're a member, and it will take you right to here. So BullTrades.net dashboard. This will definitely be recorded. It will be posted on my channel after. So this will be recorded, and you can watch it anytime you like. So these are the filters I use, right? You could do volume greater than open interest right here. I don't really do that though. But you know, whatever suits your style, right? So looking at this type of flow, it's going to be very aggressive sweeps, and these are going to be the types of flow that give you the big gainers, right? Don't just follow everything. Follow something that has a good technical setup on it as well, right? So something that has a good setup and you see some interesting repeat flow, definitely, you know, you could definitely follow it. And then we do have a mobile version as well. Yep, this is definitely, we do have a great mobile version. I can't show that on my computer. But if you go to BullTrades.net and click dashboard, it does have a mobile version. And we're looking to make an app too, so you know, this is only the beginning, guys. How do we read the option trades? Okay. So right, so this is buy to open is BTO, QQQ 350 call 318 expiration at $50 a contract, and then this is sell to close at $60 a contract. K, so K, I said I'm great at charting and everything, just my execution is trash. So that was my biggest problem as well when I first started. Basically, it just comes down to experience. You just got to keep doing it, and you'll get better over time. That was my biggest problem. I would say patience and sizing was also my biggest issue. It really just comes down to experience. Keep doing it, keep pushing, keep learning. Every single week, go over your trades, right? You can see a trade log from your broker. I would go through them, maybe write down notes when you took the trade, and then at the end of the week, you can come back and, you know, rewrite some notes down and see what went wrong or see what went right. There's really endless opportunity here. All right, like 2 weeks ago, I lost every single play in the week. I think I only took 3 trades though. But when I'm missing, something in the market, when I am not performing well, I usually trade less, which is, something that you should always do. You shouldn't trade more when you're in a slump, right? So I lost 3 trades in a row, and that's the only trades I took that week. I took a step back. I looked at my trades, and I took a look at them and see what went wrong. It happens. Losing is part of the game. You don't need to be right 100% of the time. You don't even need to be right 70% of the time. As long as you're looking for good risk to reward opportunities, and they hit every now and then, you'll be good and consistent. So we do post charts all day long. So with the flow of the unusual options activity and the charts we post in here, it's pretty easy to be consistent. Honestly, it took me years to become consistent. I don't pay attention to after hours or pre-market. These are the time frames I use. These are all of the ones I use. I use all of them. Albert asked, do you ever have time to do trades outside of what you alert? Yeah, we trade all the time outside of what we alert. We really only alert the trades that we're most confident in, right? If we're going to take a riskier play, I'd rather alert quality over quantity. We definitely don't alert everything. It's also very hard, especially if something moves too quick. There's really no reason to post something that moves too quick, right? Because you're not going to get the same price as us, especially on like 0 day to expiration, like Fridays. The prices and the premiums move very, very quick. So, there's no reason to just post every single trade we take. Connor asked, are you a less is more kind of trader when charting? Absolutely. I like to have my charts as simple as possible. I used to have like all of these on. My charts used to look like this, like this. And you just can't even like understand anything here. I've been trading forever now, and I literally just can't even look at this. So I just have my charts as simple as possible. I use 2 indicators, right? I use the volume profile, volume, and the BT cloud. That's all you need. And I just use my my lines. Price action is key. Price action is king. It always will be. I always have a set list of stocks that I keep my eye on, Brian. So for the BT cloud, you really could just follow it on the 1 hour, right? So let's take a look at like AMD, I guess, for example. Every single time that, sorry, my throat's a little scratchy. Anytime the BT cloud flipped, you would have been profitable, right? So from the BT cloud flip to the high, up 10%. Flip right here, up 4.6%. Flipped right here, up 10%. Let's see where else. It looks like it flipped right here, and it went up 4.8%. Where else? Flipped right here, 2.9%. Right, so this is definitely one strategy you could have used. Flipped again, and it went up 24% to the high. can just keep going, right? Flipped right here, and it went up over 6% to the high. We can keep going. Flipped right here, and it went up 3.69%. Flipped right here, went up over 14%. Very, very simple. This is probably the simplest way of trading the BT Cloud. I guess that's, you know, that's trading off the 1 hour, right? So you definitely want to take like a, right? So for example, this move here, I can actually give you the exact times on all those flips as well. Right, to the high. 6 days, right? So from December 21st to December 28th. January 3rd to January 4th. January 11th to January 13th, 2 days. January 31st. This was to February 2nd, and then it continued to go up to February 9th. Right, so all, you know, I would suggest if you're doing off the 1 hour, you know, 2 to 3 week swings, like 2 to 3 weeks out of the money. I mean, excuse me, 2 to 3 weeks out, right? Your expiration. Sorry. So that's probably the simplest way to take the to trade the BT Cloud. So how do we come up with a watch list? Good question. I'm going to try and answer every single person's question. We do have a lot of people in here. Where's the dashboard? There it is. So first thing you could do is definitely go to Snapshot and take a look at the top flow, right? So easily you can just copy, you know, the top names here and trade just those, right? So that's the first thing you could do. Or what I like to do is I like to, you know, find the most bullish trades of last week and the most bearish trades of last week. So what I'll do is like add the money calls over 250,000 in flow. And then, you know, this was on close at Friday. Change this to bullish. All right, so this is 2022. Let's change the expiration to like a couple months out. It's a OIH. This was a trade for 384,000. And then QQQ 355 call for 404,000. So definitely something to watch. Now we could flip it and go to puts and bearish. Right, so 1 million sweep on a 443 SPY put. The things you have to consider with these though is they could be hedges and you don't know. So that's the only thing, you know, with a huge put is it definitely could be a hedge. But this is a very short expiration. What's today's date? The 20th. So this actually expires tomorrow. A 443 put, and they took it at $444, and they put $1 million into it. So that's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Interesting. So that's, you know, usually what I do is I just look for the largest, most unusual sweeps. But how I create my watch list besides that is, you know, I have a bunch of watch lists here. Like this is my watch list from last week, and I just add to it as I go throughout the week, and I just, you know, add setups that I like. All right, like all of these names I've charted. Always chart everything. This is probably my favorite setup for the week, AMD. I love this setup actually for going into next week. All time frames work best. One-on-ones I don't really do anymore, but if people want me to, would you guys be interested if I did one-on-ones? I don't know. I used to do one-on-ones, but I mean I could definitely do them again. If I have time, it would have to be late at night. So, I mean I could probably do a one-on-one like a few times a week. Let me know if you guys are interested in that. But you know, I would want to make it worth my time, so I'd probably charge a little bit more, but I'd give you an hour and I would cover anything you would want. I used to do it a few years ago, but I stopped just so I could focus more on, you know, helping more people at once. So if everyone wants me to do it, I mean, I'd be more than happy to. You know, I'm just trying to help as many people as possible. All right, let's go over some setups that I like for this week. So first of all, SPY, what I like about this is we just broke this high here. This was a major, major break. Right, previous resistance, previous support. So breaking through this level around 441 was sweet. Second, right, we have multiple rejections across this board in this pink line. We broke over that too. So that's definitely, you know, very nice. Next level of resistance that we're looking at here. Is 448. Right, this previous resistance was a previous support. Right, was a previous resistance again. So 448 is the next level. But ideally, what I would like to see is a pullback. Right, any breakout always needs a pullback. Right, so we broke out, a pullback back down here. Right, maybe a consolidation before moving back up, consolidate, back up, consolidate, and so on. That's the ideal way price would move. So you just need to continue to play the levels. How do I chart fibs? So fibs, you would just go from like the low to the high. Right, so from this low to this high. And typically it reverses between the 0.5 or the 0.382 and the 618. In this case, it didn't. So, but I could, you know, teach you how to use fibs in a one-on-one, I guess. So that's what I'm looking at for SPY. I kind of want it to retest 435 or 436. Let's continue. QQQ looks beautiful. Right, very, very clean breakout. We had this multiple bottom here. Right, bounce once, bounce twice, and then bounce 3 times. Very, very textbook. It broke this trend line as well. Right, this was a perfect entry. Right here, it broke out and then it pulled back. Right, BT cloud held the bottom line here, and then it, you know, continued and moved back up to the upside. And then on Friday, it closed right above that 350 level. That was a major close. If it can hold 350, we should continue to 357 and then 366. Right, I'm just going to play these levels of resistance right here. Right, just going to play the ladder. This level holds, we'll test this level next. If this level pushes through, we're going to test this level. William, the difference between a sweep and a trade, we actually have it listed in one of the pinned comments in tech chat. So I'll just go take a look at that. It's just a pretty simple definition, but I would just go into tech chat and, you know, read the difference. How do I manage multiple charts? So TradingView makes it pretty easy, right? So I have my watch list, and then if I hit spacebar, it pulls up the next chart in my watch list. So while I'm trading, I always have my alert set. Like for example, I'll set my alert, right? Little alert symbol comes up right there. And I set my alerts all over the place, and I just filter through, right? So, and then I have another screen, right? I have multiple screens. I have 3 screens. And I have this on another screen. Like you can't see it right now, obviously, but I use this on another screen. So that's how I do that. Yep, I can go over shop for sure. It's on my watch list this week. This is my favorite setup this week, AMD. Really, really like this, right? So we have a perfect double bottom here, and we bounced perfectly back in September and October, right? And it was a previous resistance. So this level held multiple times. Now we're pushing back up to this level of resistance. We rejected it last week on March 16th, and then we tested it again on March 18th, and it kind of failed, but it's sitting right at that breakout level. Over 115.36, I'm probably going to take a pretty hefty size position. Probably like 120 calls, honestly. Maybe 125 calls could pay pretty big. I'll definitely alert that one. Yeah, I think a 125 call could work, right? Because if this level breaks, we easily test 119.80 or 119.50. And then once that level breaks, 124 is coming very, very quickly. So this is my top watch for next week, or this week, I should say. Looks very, very good to me. Yeah, fibs is how you pick your upside targets if there's no price above, for sure. But I just use support and resistance, basically, to pick my price targets. I don't chart futures. I never look at futures, ever. Since I day trade, I chart the night before with what the current chart looks like, and then I just trade the price action. Do you set strike price at next resistance if it's call, or do you target next strike right under it? So how I pick my strikes is basically my price targets, right? So for example, if this breaks, I think that 124 could potentially go in the money. So I would either take like a 120 call or a 125 call, right? With the possibility of it going in the money, that would pay the most. No, this isn't really a cup and handle. You aren't worried about the world events. I am. So stock guy, as a technical trader, you should never be worried about anything besides price action. You should never be worried about anything, actually. That's how emotions gets in the way. All I focus on is price. That's the only thing that influences my decisions. Tesla, right, just broke out over this trend line. And it pushed over this previous level of resistance at 889, closed over 900. So great close. If it can hold over 889, or in this region right here, like 889 to 878, it should hold this level. If it doesn't, it's probably going to retest down here. It's going to drop down to around like 840 to 820 in that region. But if it can push through, I'm looking for 926 and then 947. 947 is the breakout that should, send us way higher to 1,000 plus again. I'll do some chart requests later. News does absolutely affect charts, but news is news. Like, you can't predict news, and you can't set proper entry points or exit points with no news in mind, right? It's unpredictable. So as a technical trader, you need to have a plan, and based on the chart, you can create a plan, right? So before any position I enter, I have a entry and an exit planned with price targets. If I don't, I'm never entering that trade ever. That's how you end up blowing up your account, is by not having a plan. News comes out every single day. There's nothing you can do about news, right? Sometimes it's going to help your trades. Sometimes it's going to, burden your trades, and it's going to go to zero, which is why you need to focus on risk management and position size. So never focus on news if you're a technical trader. You could be, you could trade on based on news if you want, right? It's definitely a strategy people do. But personally, just my opinion, it's not how I trade. So hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I absolutely include the wicks for sure. I always scale in and scale out. I usually do, you know, I always do usually. Any tips on getting a good expiration date? I've been measuring out recent moves to see if it's realistic. I always do weeklies. That's just how I trade. Always do weeklies. I always get in quick and get out very quick. Right, so when I enter a position, I'm not looking for any home runs ever. I'm looking for good risk to reward opportunities, and I always scale out as the move goes my way, and the runner is, you know, where I catch a large percentage trade. Apple watching this week as well. All tech looks really good, right? QQQ looks amazing, which is why I have a lot of tech here. But you know, Flow will give us a new trade. That's not on my watch list here. False breakouts, you could, you know, play the retest. You could definitely play the retest. Apple, right? Previous level of resistance just broke out. Had that gap to fill. Right, you could have traded right through 163.41. Nice little, you know, scalp at the end of the day there you could have had. But this looks like it wants to continue up. Shopify, this looks pretty good actually, you know, coming into the next few weeks. Downtrend, right? We have a double bottom just like Square had. Right, double bottom at the end of a downtrend. We broke out over this trend line. And then if we can break 711.18, this previous resistance, we should test 800 flat. And then we have a gap to fill here. All right, we have a gap to fill to about 880, right in that region. NVIDIA looks amazing as well. All right, NVIDIA and AMD are probably my favorite. I'm actually going to move this up here. Multiple levels of rejections. We broke out over this level of resistance, and now we're testing this next previous level, which used to be a support. So over 265, you know, we probably should see a push to around this region, right? Double bottom here, bounced again, and then rejected. So we should see a push to around 280 to 290. Facebook, kind of like this as well, right? Previous double bottom, we're pushing and we are testing this old level of support as a new resistance. So over 217.50, we should see a push to around 230 plus, which is what I'm looking for here. MSTR, I like this a lot as well, right? Nice flag, higher and higher lows, lower and lower highs. We just broke out end of day on Friday. So if we do break out of this, we should see, we should see a push towards 473, which is this level of resistance, and then we should see a push towards 530 plus, which is this high right here, right? Old support turned into a new resistance. Looks like the BT cloud wants to flip up and move green. Also, crypto's doing pretty well. So, you know, crypto, you know, definitely has an influence on this one. And then Visa, right? Long-term consolidation. I gotta remove these trend lines. All right, it's been consolidating for a while now. BT Cloud just flipped on the daily. So, you know, if we can get a nice spike here, we could easily test 235, which would be massive, right? We would test this old resistance, old support, and this new resistance, right? So multiple times we rejected 235, and we have a double bottom here. Even a triple bottom, you can consider that. All right, look how many times we bounce in this region. If you have any more in-depth questions, just ask them in the Discord. All right, we'd be more than happy to help you in the Discord. You can ask them the questions TA chat. Stop losses, I always use mental stops. It's taken me a while to, to actually be efficient with them. But if you're not good with mental stop losses, and you tend to find yourself, saying, maybe I'll just hold it a little bit longer and hope it goes up. Just set, conditional orders or stop losses or trailing stops, just so you don't have that power behind that. Volume profile. We actually have a PDF in the Discord in market resources section. All right, I'm not going to try and cover stuff that we've covered before. We do have a PDF here. So here is the BT Cloud indicator for Thinkorswim, actually. Thank you to Viper. He is a contributor to the group. Here's a great time frame cheat sheet. If you want, screenshot this. You can go ahead and screenshot this now. It is in the market resources section. If you want to, save like the actual full size picture. But this is like a great little, cheat sheet. I can post this on my Twitter as well after the stream. Yeah, we do have a promotion going. You can use, I'll post it. Give me 1 second, I'll post it in the chat here. Okay, so hopefully, you guys all got to screenshot this. We had here a MACD PDF, RSI PDF, managing trades, risk to reward, and then the volume profile. Here's the volume profile. I'll pull it up for you. All right, so multiple slides covering how to apply it in TradingView, and multiple slides on how to use it. So that's all for you guys to figure out. Yes, we do have a something to track all your options as well. We have everything in here. Anything you could think of, we have it here. Right? We have videos, other people's videos. We're all about transparency and just helping everyone. Here's a book that I recommend to everyone read. Here's an older video. I'll probably make a new one. Here is the options tracker spreadsheet I used to use. I'm actually going to pull this up. And yeah, so here's the one I used to use. You can enter all this. It's all automated. Right, so for example, probably have to make a copy of it though. No, actually, here we go. So Tesla, right? 4.9, for example. Right, open date, expiration date, call or put. Bought or sold, right? So you bought the call or you sold the call. Days to expiration. The current stock price, this will formulate automatically, right? It's all calculated using formulas. Break even price, right? It has everything. Everything's fully automated as well, right? It's all formula based. Right, if you lost, it will come up in red. If you win, it will come up in green. It will let you know how many days you held it for, and so on. Right, I made a little summary page, and this is all formula based as well. So this is something you could definitely do. I haven't really used this in a while. I used to track every single one of my plays. I don't really do it anymore. And then an about section and what everything means. So go and check that out. That is in the market resources section. On 4/6 I posted it. And then, I just have a bunch of charts posted. Elliott Wave cheat sheet, and so on. So definitely go check that out. And the psychology section, Cedar basically, posts in here a ton. Great posts she has. Definitely recommend checking this out. Cedar is an amazing trader. She's been trading for over 20 years. Definitely suggest, asking her some questions and following her. I never read level 2. Like, again, everyone has their own strategy. Level 2 is basically, tracking unusual options activity for us. It's kind of the same thing for an options trader. I never average down. That's for sure. I never average down. I do dollar cost average into stocks when I buy commons, like long-term portfolio. I absolutely dollar cost average. Like I add money every single month to all my long-term positions, and that's something everyone should do. But I never average down on like a weekly option. I'd rather scale out and find a better entry point. If you guys can, drop a like on the video. We do have a bunch of people here, so hopefully we have some new people here. Hopefully everyone's learning something. Give me a thumbs up in the chat, or just say like thank you, or say something if you learned something, or if you like the video. I do this every week if we have some new people in here, which we definitely do because we have a bunch of people in here. We usually only have like 80 to 100. But every Sunday I stream at 8 p.m. Eastern, and I try and answer every single person's question. It's basically like a one-on-one to multiple people at once. So if you can, just drop a like on the video, sub if you're not subbed, and come ask me a question every single week. Like, I'd rather answer questions as opposed to charts, right? Charts only last so long; it's going to change by tomorrow. But if I answer a question, hopefully it can clear something up for you, and help you for longer than just a chart. Awesome. Looks like everyone's finding this useful. So this is really all I'm watching for now, for this week. But that's not limited to just this. Anything that I find interesting here, I always add to my watch list. Check out Microsoft. There's a lot of people suggested it. All right, so first thing I would notice here is this trend line break here with this bounce. All right, so it looks exactly like Apple. All right, so if I add this here, just so I can access it quicker. Looks exactly like Apple, right? Two big tech names. They both look the same. Pretty obvious. But a good entry point would be over this candle here, 303. Right, if this breaks, we should test around 311. I usually stream for about an hour every Sunday, 8 to 9 p.m. Eastern. And they're all posted after hours, or not after hours. After I end the stream, they're all posted to my YouTube channel, so you could check them out. When I enter, I just enter when it breaks level of resistance. I don't think about it at all. I just enter, trying to make trading as simple as possible. Yeah, that's definitely one thing that I screwed up in the beginning of my trading career, is I would think of too much, and then I would scare myself out of a trade. And I would look at my P&L all day long when I was in the trade. Now, I don't even look at my account. I literally just look at the chart. Like, the entire day, I just look at the chart. I never look at my P&L. Yeah, AV Geeks, I literally only trade falling wedges. Falling wedges in both legs. What percent allocation limit of portfolio do you have? I always use 1 to 5%. Never more than 5%. But Microsoft looks good. Definitely looks good. This 289 level needs to hold though. Right, previous level of resistance, acted as a support, and then rejected 3 times right here on the daily. And then it broke out. So if this pulls back, 289 needs to hold. If this doesn't hold, we should test around 276. I want to check Chewy because I know Seabless is looking at this. Okay, I like this a lot. So Zach asks, you enter right at the break. What if it wicks off and do you just have a stop loss? Yeah, exactly. I have a plan going into every single trade. So if it's a fake out, there's nothing you can do, right? Take the loss and move on, which is why you need to size correctly. Because if you size correctly, one loss isn't going to hurt you. So, you can't always be right. Even when the setup is amazing, it's not always going to work out, which is something you definitely need to understand. Yep, should never be more than 5%. Back to this chart though. This chart's very nice. This has a great risk to reward opportunity, which is, I'm assuming, why it's on C-less watch list. Right, it's kind of like Square and Visa. So small accounts are definitely tougher, right? Because you can't take like a $500 contract in a $1,000 account, right? That's 50% of the account. So, you definitely have to be more ballsy. You can't really be like a 1 to 5% position size in a small account. So, small accounts definitely are way more tough. C-Blast is definitely way better than me at small accounts. When I traded with a small account, it was a long time ago. It was tough. I blew it up multiple times, which is when I was new at trading. I would just use emotions, and I would, end up thinking I'm better than the market. Right? I was on like a hot streak, and I would just say like, ready. So if I started with $1,000, I turned it into 20,000. Then I would want to put $20,000 into one trade and turn it into 40,000, and then I would want to put $40,000 into one trade and turn it into 100,000. And with that mentality, I blew it up my account like multiple times, and it's depressing. It's really depressing losing that much money. So you need to focus on position sizing. Small wins take you a long way. So focus on position sizing. Right? Don't be a profit first trader. Be a risk first trader. But on that note, I'm gonna head out, guys. No, Blast. Do not put more money in the market. Do not put more money in the market. I mean, you definitely can, right? It's definitely high risk, high reward. It's fun. Yes, it's fun. But trading, if you want to make it long term and you want to do this actually for your full-time job, it can't be fun. This is a business, right? This is not for fun. I love trading. I could sit here all day long and look at charts. But when I'm trading, it is not, I don't get high off the price action. I make every move very strategically. I have a plan before I enter the trade. If you're getting high or off any single trade, that's definitely something to be aware of. And, it's something I would just step back and, realize what you're doing, because it's an easy way to to lose all your money. But on that note, hopefully you guys learned something. Stream every Wednesday. I mean every Sunday. I'm looking to start streaming every Friday. I really want to start streaming Fridays and trade live. So if I could do that, I will. I hope you guys will all join me. I think that'd be pretty exciting. And hopefully you guys can learn something in how I look at the market when it's live. And then, you know, maybe we can get C Blast on with me as well. We can definitely try and get C Blast on the live call as well. And we can all trade live every week. So if you guys would like that, let us know. You know, we can make it work. We're looking to just do as much as possible for you guys. On that note, here is the ending screen. Code EM for 20% off. If you got in here late, oh, it doesn't work anymore. All right, I'll fix that. Okay, give me a second here. Let me okay. Trading with the goats. I like that, actually. It's pretty funny. Face reveal. I'll do a face reveal. Who wants a face reveal? I would do a face reveal. I don't care. I feel like you guys would be very shocked with how I look. In a good way. I am 6'3", 210, maybe 215 now. And I am pretty shredded. I work out a lot. Right, so I sit on the computer all day trading stocks. And then I am at the gym. And I eat very, very clean. And I was a boxer. I boxed when I was younger. C Blast and I are trying to hit Miami soon. Maybe we could do like a BullTrades meetup. The 20% off is just for the first month. I'll do a face reveal when I hit like 20,000 followers on Twitter. Yep, you can upgrade to yearly whenever you want. Yeah, boxing was fun, but it was a killer. I had practice 6 nights a week. I've been trading for 8 years. Actually, almost 9 now. Yeah, bull trade convention. We're thinking about it. Yeah, we were gonna do Ultra, but now it's too late. It is what it is. But on that note, all right, I'm gonna head out. At 20,000, let's go. I see you, Stephanie. All right, guys. Thank you all for the support. Hopefully, you all learned something. I love chatting here. I wish I could do this every day. Maybe in the future, I could do this every day, but. Let's have a good day. Let's have a good night, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.